What's going on? Oh wait, I still got Donya's face blocking mine. I usually talk to myself when we go live, um, because usually there's nobody viewing until like a few minutes, so it's okay. What's going on? Oh, let's remove this. It's a beautiful face, but I gotta take it off. Okay, she's backstage popping her mouth. We can't hear you yet. Okay, we cannot hear you yet. She's over there. I think it looks like she's talking some trash. I hope not. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, peoples? We are in the building. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday. It's hot. It's hot. So forgive me if I do not agree with y'all. I don't think of beautiful as hot. I don't think of hot as beautiful. Like maybe in women, but not in weather. Okay, that don't work for me. It's too hot. It is too hot. But anyway, I want to welcome you guys to another edition of Into the Lyrics. For those that are tuning in for the first time or checking in for the first time, my name is Godsent, coming to you live from the Hot Ballroom today. Usually I'm at home, but I have a client using the banquet hall, so this is where we at today. All right. I have a very, very, very awesome guest that I'm bringing on today. Um, People don't understand. I usually take my time to like really find the guests that I bring on here. Like, I'll be, this might sound wrong, but don't take it. I'll be lurking, right? I'll be watching how people move and everything like that. Because the thing is this, I want to put people on that are hungry, like that they're trying to do something with their art. It's not just, not no offense to anybody, like this is like a hobby or whatever. Like I said, poetry is my release. People that poetry is their release, music is their release, art is their release. But before I go on to that, I don't like having strangers on board. I know there's a couple of people viewing right now. Do me a favor, drop a hello, what's up, whatever language that you speak. Just say hi. I want to know who's on the screen right now, who's joining us right now. Before I bring my guest on, I just want to welcome you guys properly and everything like that. All right. Uh, this is Into the Lyrics. This is Into the Lyrics. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Listen, I could sit here and talk to myself all day long. I am an only child, technically. Okay, somebody said, "Hey, fine guy." Thank you, thank you. That's a new one. Hey, you. Oh man, Raz Aru in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? That's another brother. I don't know. I feel like I had Raz as a guest on here. I've had so many guests. I'm not sure. Have I had you as a guest on here? If I haven't, then we need to fix that. I know that I've been doing shows so many years. Um, no, for real. I don't know why. Yo, Kendi, why is your comment showing up as Facebook user? You trying to hide your name? She said, I ain't somebody, I'm Kendi. I don't know. See, like Roz, definitely his name says Raz Aru. Yours is showing up as Facebook user. So shout out to you, Facebook user. Uh Kendi, who we now know who that is. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I I hope you guys been having a good day. I hope you guys have been staying cool, because being outside, people talking about we outside. No, we need to be inside, okay? It's too hot to be outside right now. We need to be inside where it's nice and cool. We got the air going on. But you know what? I'm gonna bring my guests up here because after a while, people start thinking you're crazy when you keep on talking to yourself. Uh, Listen, I don't mind talking to myself all day, but this individual, right? I'm navigating a couple of screens, so I'll be all delayed and stuff like that. She's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. I'm gonna bring her on before we do the formal introduction, but Donya Michelle Richardson, she gave me the whole government. Michelle Richardson, tell everybody come on. I don't like people missing the introduction. I don't like people missing the bio. It tells you so much more about an individual. And then there's another name, Thurmond. It's 4 names. Jesus Christ. Like, you must be Hispanic or mixed with Hispanic or something, because yeah, you got that little, because I work in the banking system. They always have like 5 names just lined up, and stuff. And motor vehicles always jack them up. And they blend their first and the second and the third name all together and make one name and make it their first name, which is crazy. And they're always trying to explain it to me. But she is an entrepreneur, which we're gonna get into because y'all know that's my language right there. A poet, musician, and aspiring artist. Okay? I actually think you need to update that and just put artist, because you ain't aspiring no more. Well, we are always aspiring for something more, but you are already an artist. All right. I've seen your evolution from the first time that I met you up to this moment that I have you as a guest on here right now. She attends Drew University, which I did not know, where she is studying English education and vocal music. Interesting. There she is recognized for her academic success, for her commitment to the arts, and for uplifting the Black student population through her role as senior representative in the Black Student Union. She strives to continue contributing to the culture by being a positive influence on the youth of her communities. Some of her creative hobbies include painting, drawing, playing instruments, singing, cooking, playing pool. Okay, you got the and keeping pets. Oh man, this is gonna be really, really interesting. I can't wait to discuss all of this. But right now, I want y'all to show some love. I know she probably can't hear y'all, but definitely still show some love as I bring to the stage, to the StreamYard right now, none other than Miss Donya Michelle. Man, you hear that? You hear the audience loving you right now? They're just showing, we feel all that love, all that energy. We take it, we welcome it. Okay? It's all that positive. They're not gonna stop clapping. Right. All right, guys. That's it. Let's take a chill. All right. What's going on? You look radiant, number one. Okay. Like your skin is glowing. What you got? Shea butter on? Something?
Yeah. Shea butter. Baby oil.
Look, y'all see anything on my face? It's just sweat, y'all. It's just sweat. Oh man. We got some comments in here. Of course, we got Razaru saying what's up, saying and here go this comment right here, this individual right here. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, who told you he wanted to be known that was his queen? Maybe he just wanted to stay on the DL today. Let them talk about it. Okay, they just gonna put y'all out there, and stuff like that. It's cool.
As of right now, it's very well-known information, so no love lost at all whatsoever.
Okay, good. I'm like, he's just gonna put her out there without her permission, like or his permission,
isn't it?
Huh?
Dive in all my interesting information. That's what the show's for today, and I'm ready to get into it.
Woo, okay. I'm glad that I'm truly glad to hear that. Yes. So how's your? You know what? Why do I have these things on? I usually do a different camera angle, which is my phone and connected to this. Hopefully, we got some time. I got a party that's about to start at my venue, and by then I need to go to the Bluetooth. Yeah, on a Monday night, like they finna get lit. in here, the Spanish people. Yep, yeah. That side of your family, and stuff like that. And it's an 80-year-old birthday party, but they're gonna be here till 2 in the morning. Okay, that's.
Maybe 3.
I'm like, I
Gotta
know, I know it's past her bedtime, or I know, I know there's no possible way that great grandma gonna be on the floor till. But you know what? You never know. Never
It
know.
will be.
Hey, either way, I'm here for it. We appreciate their support, and I hope that we appreciate everybody that's in here to support you right now, to support us, this
Yes.
movement. Um, this is Into the Lyrics for those that may not know. Make sure you definitely subscribe wherever you're watching from. Facebook. Um, we're not on Instagram. We're gonna start doing background, like not. We're gonna start using Instagram just to kind of see like the background, and then I'm trying to evolve it to the point where we have the artists actually live here in person, so it's a little bit easier to exist on both platforms. Right now, we're just on Facebook, YouTube, Facebook pages, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're joining us, thank you for joining us. We definitely appreciate you. Man, all right. We got some comments coming in. I feel like Kendi's definitely in the building. All right. Yeah. Shit, you just, what you trying to take everybody home? You started, the first comment was, hey, fine guy. And now she just want everybody to feel good. Shout out to Kendi, yo. She just want to
She's
make everybody
up
blush.
today.
You cannot bag everybody. We're both taking,
We
both of us.
appreciate you, Kendi. Thank you.
Oh man. Yes. So first things first. Tell us just one interesting detail that most people that have met you in the art world, just in the world generally, just one interesting, detail that they would they would never. You know what? Let's flip it. We just gonna do that 2 truths and 1 lie. Okay.
Okay.
Or did I say that backwards? It's supposed to be 2 lies and
Well,
one truth.
I've heard it multiple different ways. Actually, I think 2 truths and a lie is okay. I think I can get down with that.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie. Okay, so go ahead. I definitely did not send you this as part of the preparation, but this is spontaneous. This is how I move sometimes.
Okay. My first truth is, they're all truths as far as you guys know for now.
Right.
Is that I own and have owned 10 pets over my lifetime. I can sing in 4 different languages, and I've been to Italy.
Okay, so now, audience, you've heard it. 2 truths and a lie. Let's try to find out which one is the lie. Let's go through them again. She said that she can sing in 4 different languages. She's owned 10 pets her whole life, and she's been to Italy.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think is the lie? What do you think? Let's find out what the lie is. Okay. It's crazy because this actually works with the poem that you sent me.
Right. It's called.
So if you guys could just drop your comments, which one you think. Roz, if you're still in here, you're not qualified to answer this. You are not qualified to answer this. Is he?
He may not.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Then
there's always something up my sleeve and something new to learn about me. To be honest, my life is a roller coaster in a great way.
So right now, So he said he already know he muted himself. So yeah, don't give it out. Don't give it out for everybody. But we'll probably come back to that. I'm not getting too many responses right now.
Well, what do you think? Why?
Okay, so you've owned 10 pets.
Yes.
You've been to Italy and you can sing in 4. I think the lie right now is that you have been to Italy.
You're correct. That's the lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, naturally, number one, your bio mentioned the fact that is one of your hobbies, collecting pets. So that was the that gave that clue away. Otherwise, I might have gone for that as the lie. Um, I already know. I met the first time I met you at Queen's event that you could sing. Is one of the conversations that we had.
Yes.
And you did sing. I think when I featured you at the cave, right? It was a little pressured singing, but you definitely dropped a little note.
You wanted me to sing. I don't think I did, but
I feel like I heard you sing that day.
I might have sang for you before. Not sure though.
Okay, it
I don't
don't
think
matter. Um,
I
and,
will. I need to start incorporating that into my set.
yo, she said Italy is a lot. Hold up. Let me throw this on the screen. Can you see the comments?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could see the comments. Are you on the laptop?
No, I'm actually on my cell phone. I am definitely giving Dr. Doolittle vibes. I actually have a rabbit that's running around the apartment right now. So
okay, well, sometimes during this event, let's make sure we introduce the guests to your pets. Yeah, so we would not get along. I am not a pets guy. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Mm-mm. I don't do little. I do too much. Mm-mm. No, I can't. I compromise because I have 3 beautiful girls for a pet fish. That's it. That's whatever. It can't get out the glass. It can't tear my house apart. You see, you talking about running around here somewhere. Ain't nothing running around my house. So I don't even want a roach running around my house. Nothing. Okay.
Pets.
Look, if I could stop my kids from running around my house. if there was some type of way I could stop them from running around my house, I definitely would. But that's sad. That's interesting. Okay, so is Italy one of the places that you desire to go? Like, why'd you? Or you just made that up on the spot because you're a horrible liar.
Yes, I am a terrible liar, but that's a good thing. Actually, fun fact: the aunt that taught me how to sing opera, which is another fun fact about me, is in Italy currently right now singing opera, and I'd love to go with her someday and perform with her. So yes, that is something
you sing opera.
I do. Actually, that's how I learned to sing those other languages. It's English, Spanish, Italian, right, and a little bit of German.
Wow.
Yeah, Italian is my favorite though.
Multi talented. But we're definitely about to get into it. Before we go into the poem, how long have you been writing?
For as long as I can remember, but to put a number on it, I'd say around 5 or 6 that I've been writing.
Since you was about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, I know a little interesting thing that that the individual who pushed you out and gave birth to you is also a talented individual as well.
Exceptionally talented individual. My mom, she is a poet. She doesn't read often. She sings a little bit too, but she'll never tell you that. But she is an exceptional dancer. You can find her videos on YouTube. She performs professionally in New York under a team called Reinas del Tambao, which basically means Queens of Dance.
Wow. And hopefully one of these days, I'm trying to bring moms to one of the shows. We got to bring her out to come perform.
Yes.
That would be really really interesting. What inspired you to write in general?
I think that the desire to be heard, and the desire to be understood, and then realizing that there were a ton of other people around me that weren't understood, and that I had a voice to communicate that understanding in a way, really inspires me to write and continue writing. A lot of my writing is about my experience, but a shared experience with other people too, and the things that they go through for people that may not have a voice.
Okay, wow, that's profound. Yeah. Completely profound. We just gonna keep it moving. I mean, this is kind of similar, but who, if anyone, would you consider your biggest inspiration is?
Honestly, I feel that it's a little cliche to say, but Ras Haru is my biggest inspiration for writing poetry. Yes. He's one of the biggest reasons that I write poetry. And I'd say that my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, she passed away when I was 11, but she was a big reason that I wrote poetry. She was a very creative and intelligent woman, and she still continues to inspire me to this day.
That's beautiful. Look at that shout out you got, bro. There you go, my bro. Keep inspiring out there, okay? Now he's definitely an inspiration to many.
To many.
Um, well, there's no point asking your current relationship status.
No.
For all those out there that want to know, I think Kendi broke that question out already, right? So
And
for any wondering minds of brothers out there, like okay, what's she working with? She
I
good.
on the market and won't be.
Uh, uh, Kendi says shout out to Nana and that Razaru guy.
Right. That guy, he's kind of cool. I've heard of him
Yeah,
before,
he's all
somewhere.
right. I've
Yeah,
seen.
great guy.
I think I've heard of him.
I've heard of him.
Um,
So
we're
once in a
gonna
while.
get a little bit into this more later, but what are some upcoming events that are plans that you have?
I'm actually excuse me, I'm sorry, my phone fell. It's featuring with Amira Bilal tomorrow on Women Who Speak at 7:30. So anybody that's tuned in now, tune in tomorrow. And I always post my upcoming shows on Instagram. So tune in also at DONYAH MICHELLE on Instagram, just that my name. And you'll see what's coming up. But that's tomorrow actually.
Yeah, right. So you busy, you working because you
Yeah.
had an event yesterday that you performed at, right? Was it yesterday? Or
It was yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't go because I really wasn't feeling well. I was feeling under the weather today too, but I'm here and I'm happy and feeling a lot better.
see, we can't even tell. Okay, you came in like some people that when they sick, they be like tall up, or you don't recognize them. It's like
Nope.
got the Grinch up in here. But
Well, best believe I'm taking a nap after, just to be real. Full disclosure.
that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad that you're definitely feeling better and you were able to definitely make your presence here today because we would absolutely missed you in the event yesterday. I'm sure they missed your presence.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right, but great. Now we kind of got to know you a little bit more. Is there anything else about yourself that you would like to share before we go into this poem?
I think that a lot of what I want to share will be revealed in what we go into. So I'm ready to dive right in.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Everybody that's watching at home, we are getting ready to go into the piece today. Let me just find it. Just bear with me, y'all.
I actually had a piece that I wrote recently. It was posted on Instagram called Just a Disclaimer. I sent this piece
Mm-hmm.
because it's one of my favorites, and I think that it's really important to dive into the lyrics about it because I feel that a large majority of the people that are watching and the people that this will reach will feel recognized in that poem. But this new poem, I addressed the current situation with Roe versus Wade, Roe versus Wade, and I thought that that would have been another excellent piece to review. But definitely check that out on Instagram because I feel like it will resonate with a lot of people.
Okay. That sounds really good. That sounds really good, guys. I am trying to definitely buy us time here. If it does happen that the party downstairs start and the music get way too loud, please let me know. I do have another screen that I'm gonna switch to, which is on my phone. Um, and and uh and then so we can go on the Bluetooth, so you guys are still able to hear me clearly. Uh, so we talked about two truths and one lie. So now we have the poem that we're gonna dive into. That's called "I Lie" by DONYAH MICHELLE. Before we go into the piece, you have this memorized or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Because I'm gonna get off the screen. I'm gonna stop the screen share, and we're just gonna give you a moment to go into the, actually perform the piece, give them
Yeah.
a hell of a show, and then we'll come back and discuss it. All right.
Okay. All right.
Now, I guess I should bring this back. Our friends over here, y'all give it up for DONYAH MICHELLE as she performs her poem.
This poem is called I Lie Again. I lie to you, but not for the reasons that you may believe. Yes, I deceive, but only out of protection of me, you see. I have a debilitating disease. It's the unruly voice in my head that I'm trying to get along with thinking. How am I supposed to stay afloat when the rest of my world is sinking? And I'm on the brink of a breakdown that'll call for a shrinking. It gets to the point where my anger is seething and I no longer want to keep breathing because in between every breath I'm screaming and pleading for help that I'm bleeding, internally needing someone to reach me. Please don't preach to me. You see, I've heard the biblical bigotries, questioned the holy hypocrisies, ran from the malignant ministries and toppled the tyrannical theocracies, and yet I lie because I'm too weak to stand up. How can you tell me to keep praying when I can't even keep my hands up? I have a secret, and it's easier to keep because it's so much harder to tell. Once you've seen inside of me, you've witnessed the hell, fire and smoke. You can smell that I'm unwell. Stretching myself so thin I'm no longer visible or appreciated, spewing hate into my reflection until a self-worth has depreciated. And the only thing that alleviates it is the medicinal push and cush, but even those moments are abbreviated. Oxygen entering my lungs feels like water filling them instead, and the weight on my chest keeps me from fighting to leave the bed. Living life intentionally is essential because I'm fighting against these currents that want to swallow me whole, that want me to let go and that want me to fold. But if I stop resisting the insistent forces that want to break me, I'll allow them to consume me in the only way that they can take me, weak. Thank you. That was awesome.
But awesome. Man, before we go into it, do you remember where you were physically?
Yes.
And mentally?
Yes.
If you could share with us when you started working on that piece. Kind of, let's get into, how you have some of this, authors, writers, directors, whatever, and we'd be like, yo, man, their mind is crazy. Like, pretty much like, think about the person that wrote Stranger Things. Like, what the heck was going on through your mind? Like, it's like,
that's a great show, by the way.
It is. But tell us where you were physically and mentally when that happened.
Well, I was physically at Drew University in my dorm room, and in between my dorm room and my friend's dorm room upstairs, writing and sharing my poem piece by piece until it was finished. So I actually finished it all in one go, which is how most of my poetry goes. And mentally, I was actually in the state that I'm in, I would say consistently, because my poem is reflective of my mental health experience. I suffer from
Okay.
depression, among other things, but depression I think is the biggest thing, and I talk a lot about my experience in that poem. So that's where I was.
Okay. Wow. So you were in your dorm and you talked about your mental. I feel like I'm gonna go into the piece, but let's dive into the piece. I thank you for definitely sharing that. It's interesting. It's interesting. So I like to ask that because I think about 50% of my poems I start writing them in the shower. That's like my writing place. Um, I don't know, something about the experience of being cleansed. There's a lot of poems I've also lost in the shower because when I came out, I didn't actually
Write them.
follow through, write them down, and stuff like that. But let's get into it. Uh, I lie. I lied to you, but not for the reasons you may believe. Yes, I deceive, but only out of protection of me. So we start this on a note, pretty much of you telling the truth that you lie.
Yeah.
It's like you coming clean finally, you know, pretty much because you made it real personal. You say I lied to you, meaning it's like it's not even like I lied to you, like I lied to you, like it's a continuous.
Yeah. Yes, it is a continual thing because the phrase was a metaphor for the facade that I wear a lot of times to make other people comfortable in certain settings when I may not be feeling my best. So the you in this piece is whoever's reading it, really, because whoever's reading it or coming into contact with it has come into contact with me. And
Mm.
in reality and living in my deepest truth, I've lied to all of you with my presence because I am not always that okay. I am not always that 100. I am not always that bubbly or smiley, and my experience can get really complicated actually. So that's really what that means. Yeah.
And that's interesting that you mentioned that because I feel like this is also relatable to a lot of people. I mean, this is you're actually voicing something that a lot of people battle with.
Yeah.
Is like pretty much we're all pressured to in a way
Yeah.
to have a certain carry ourselves in a certain way. I mean, I'm sure we all go through challenges, but y'all ain't never seen me like I don't know. Y'all probably seen me, but I don't show certain sides of myself or certain struggles that I go through, certain disappointments or whatever. Like it's always covered up with a smile, like pretty much. Or in another sense, trying to remain positive about it per se. So here are you now letting people like getting ready to share with us not just that you lied, but possibly why you lie.
Right.
And then you talked about out of protection of me.
Yes. Yes, because I felt, in addition to making other people comfortable, it's also better for my mental state, or I guess the preservation of what's left of it at the time, to keep it a secret what I'm going through. Because opening up about it a lot of the times has resulted in me being misunderstood,
Mm.
my actions being misinterpreted, and so that has deferred me from reaching out. So that's what that line means.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You see, I have a shit. This is a big word. I can't even pronounce it. Okay.
Debilitating.
I know how to pronounce it. I'll just, you know. But thank you. I appreciate you saving me right there, since you had my back.
No, no judgment. I have trouble pronouncing words at times too. I stuttered at least 3 times going through a poem I've read a million times. So I trust man.
Um, I have a debilitating disease. It is the unruly voice in my head that I am trying to get along with. Thinking, how the fuck am I supposed to stay afloat when the rest of my world is sinking? And I'm on the brink of a breakdown that'll call for a shrinking. It'll get to the point where my anger is seething and I no longer want to keep breathing because in between every breath I'm screaming and pleading for help. This is interesting imagery right here
Yeah.
that you paint for us. Um, Talk to me a little bit about this set of lines.
So
Apart from the rhymes,
yeah. It starts out with saying that I have a debilitating disease. That's very literal. Like I said, I suffer from depression, which is um, um but that's what I'm referring to. Unruly voice in my head that I'm trying to get along with things like flow when the rest of my world is sinking. That's also quite literal. Depression can oftentimes feel like an unruly voice in your head. It can go against the things that you know and have known for your entire life. So it's very unruly. And the whole time while I'm battling, I want to have my clothes and be okay. When my whole world, mind around, like going, uh, and I'm afraid of a breakdown, a car for a straight. So I'm near a breakdown that most likely bring that.
I'm gonna pause you for a moment because I don't know why. Just right now, I'm not sure if everybody that's watching is getting this same thing, but it was breaking up.
A little bit.
Um, so I'm gonna try to switch devices because it's very crucial. Pretty much number one, if anybody follows your Instagram, I love how very much you're consistently outspoken about mental health, and pretty much. And I mean, I wasn't certain if you battled with it or you were just an advocate for it.
Both.
Um, okay, let me get this up.
Is it okay if I get water really fast?
Sure. Go ahead.
So much. Thank you. Oh, no.
Guys, we're still here. Definitely our guest. She's just gonna get some water real quick, and we'll be right here. Yeah, Mark. Welcome back. Who's still here with us? Thank you for hanging with us. Um, Please feel free to drop a comment. You know, drop some heart emojis, drop some fire emojis. Let Danya know that you definitely appreciate her and everything that she's sharing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you sticking with us. And my phone is having a what the heck? All right. I'm actually having some technical difficulties. This is really unusual.
You know, God said, I don't want to be a worry or to try to end the show prematurely. But while you're over there having technical difficulties, I'm having physical. I'm not necessarily.
You're having okay. Hold on for a second because I could not hear.
Uh-oh.
Now you hear two of me. Don't worry. The echo will go away. Hello?
Yes.
All right. I think we're getting there. Trying to make sure that you are on my Bluetooth. All right. Say something. Let me hear you.
I'm here.
All right. Good.
Okay.
So we're gonna remove you, and that's the new angle for us. Hey, Amira is in the building. What's going on, sis? How are you?
Hi, Amira. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
All right. So we are talking about Dahlia's poem. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear the sound in the background? The music is not getting in the way, right?
I can definitely hear.
You said it's good?
Yep, I can definitely hear. Hmm.
All right, good, 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 good. Um, all right. So you were telling me something. You said that you didn't want to have the show ended early, but you wanted to definitely make sure that yeah, I wanted to make sure I hear clearly what you were saying.
Um, what I said was is that I wasn't feel. I started to not feel the best physically again.
Okay, okay.
Um, but I can keep going for now.
All right. So, I'm definitely not gonna hold you too long. I mean, we usually definitely go through the whole piece. I'm gonna try to speed as much. We definitely want you to be able to get your rest. Again, I appreciate you making the time out. You know, so it says you're on the brink of a breakdown, you know.
That a call for a shrinking. I really like that line actually, because the first part of it is very literal. You know, I'm approaching a point where I'm gonna be I believe that I'm gonna be needing some professional help like therapy. Um, but I kind of use the word shrinking as sort of a double entendre in there. And I know you've heard the term in the past. They don't use this term anymore, but a shrink was used as a term to describe a therapist, and it didn't necessarily always have the best connotation.
Right,
And I also used it in a way to describe how I wanted my breakdown to exist or to become, meaning like I needed it to shrink, literally.
right.
Right. So that's what that line means. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Today's not working for me like usual. I'm having a lot of. I mean, I do apologize. Yeah, in advance. I mean, in advance because I'm usually broadcasting from my house. Usually not having this issues. So again, I apologize. We keep getting cut off. Shout out to everybody that just joined us. That's in the room right now. Give me 1 second, please. All right. This is a. I don't want to say a disaster.
It,
I'm not happy again. I apologize to you, Queen.
that is
Um,
okay. That's
this
okay.
um, so it's taking my attention away from everything. But you know what it is because of your time and my time. How about you kind of rather than me kind of going scrolling through the piece? How
Hmm.
about you kind of just break down everything that you want to share with us when it comes to the piece? That way,
Okay.
there's no interruptions. There's no, pretty much about connections not working properly and things of that nature.
Right, right. Um, so for the lines all after that'll call for a shrinking, it's really just a reflection of my experience with suicidal thoughts, and and the state that depression puts me in at times. Um, the next four lines talk about my struggle and experience with religion. Please don't preach to me. I've heard the biblical bigotries, questioned the holy hypocrisies, ran from the malignant ministries, and toppled the tyrannical theocracy. I had a lot of fun with alliteration there. I,
Yeah. You did. But definitely tell me a little bit more about, pretty much exactly what you were communicating.
well, I was raised Baptist Christian. I would say that I am going through a happily going through a transitional period to Rastafarianism. So I'm really excited about that. But I was raised Christian Baptist, and there was a point in time that I was struggling with my depression that I didn't believe that God could exist or could love me if I was experiencing something so terrible at the time. That's really how it felt. So that's what I was conveying there. That's not necessarily reflective of how I feel now, but that's definitely something that I felt before, and I know that a lot of other people have felt in the past, in depression, dealing with depression.
Right. And give me some, I mean, I told you this is into the lyrics. I like to, give me some example of some, yeah, I guess, experiences that made you, that you tapped into in that moment.
Can you rephrase your question? I'm not sure what you mean.
I was saying, give me some experiences, some example of experiences that you had that helped you kind of like tap into that. Because this is juicy right here. This is definitely like when you talk about, I've heard the biblical bigotry. Talking about don't preach to me. You're saying that I've been there, done that. Like, pretty much. Was there any specific experience that stands out to you that?
Yes, absolutely. So a part of that actually isn't related to my depression at all. I can tell you that learning a lot about the transatlantic slave trade and how Christianity was brought to the majority of Black people, particularly the Black people that I'm descendant of. It was interesting to me that I knowing that was not our original religion, or that presumably it was most likely not. So there was a point in time in my life where I was learning that and experiencing depression that led me astray from what I was taught religiously my whole life. So that was the experience that really uh is the foundation of those lines, I'd say.
Okay. I mean, and also I wanted to tap in because I know some topics are very taboo in the church. Pretty much whereby certain things are not really addressed or talked about, and one of it is, well, not in every church. I'm not gonna say because there's definitely some churches out there that's doing a really awesome job, definitely just to make everybody feel belong. And I thank God that I belong to one of them. But about the whole depression, and dealing with mental illness is something that's not real for some of these places, pretty much, especially if you grow up in a place that has more of a cultural background. They look at these things as like, like just pray it away,
Yeah,
pretty much. And there's no
that's
practical,
a big part of it.
um yeah, there's no practical guidance to, pretty much how to actually deal with this and how to actually approach this individual. Mostly because most of them are probably not trained or prepared um, to deal with such, and stuff like that. So, which again, like I said, I'd never put any of this on God, but but on the floors of us as people, pretty much, which is why I'm very careful to put myself in any position without properly preparing myself for that position, which is what a big mistake that a lot of people do. Um, I keep saying I'm gonna let you run through this, but sometimes I definitely want to jump in because I'm like, yes, that right there, definitely. Let's deeper go a little deeper into that. Um, and you said and toppled the. Go ahead, do what you rate.
And toppled the tyrannical theocracy.
And yet I lie
Yes. Yes.
because I'm too weak to stand up.
Right. I've been I feel I feel that I was so bold to step away from something that I've known all my life, and yet I can't drop this facade for people and be real about my experiences, because Literally too weak to stand up. Was it's metaphorical and literal at the same time. You can feel that way a lot in depression, but sometimes depression can literally make you too weak to stand up. A lot of people don't know about the physical repercussions and effects that depression and other mental illnesses have on you. It can definitely get that bad, and I've experienced that before. So that's what I was referring to in that. How can you tell me to keep praying when I can't even keep my hands up? That's exactly what you said about being told to just keep on praying about what I was dealing with when I possibly really needed to talk to someone at those times. And I wasn't hearing in the way that I needed at the time, or the way that I felt I needed. I wasn't hearing a response from God at the time.
But you know what's funny? That line also shows the strength that is being built, or the strength that you're coming into. Because again, just the ability to be able to recognize that, yeah, I lied because I'm too weak to stand up. Like that boldness of you just coming into that reality is the beginning of strength. Really, is you walking into, or walking away from that lie.
Right.
Pretty much. Hate to make this reference, coming out the closet, whatever you want to call it. It's not cool no more to say that, okay? But the next line say, I have a secret. And it's easy to keep because it's so much harder to tell. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. The depression is the secret. What's going on in the next line is really the secret, and what I was talking about before now was the secret. It's when I said at that time, I was already in the midst of revealing the secret, which is that I'm depressed, and I lie to all you people that I'm not depressed because I don't want you to know that I'm depressed. Um, but it's also about what the real internal struggle can look like. Once you've seen inside of me, you've witnessed the hell, fire and smoke so thick you can smell that I'm unwell. You know, and if you could see inside of me, literally like open me up like a book, you'd be able to know that and experience it with all your five senses that I'm not okay. If you really could open me up, but I'm not open because I have a secret.
Now, and I love this because I mean we're at this poem right now because of this line whereby, like, I hate to like take us back. It gets to the point where my anger is seething and I no longer want to keep breathing, because in between every breath, I'm screaming and pleading for help.
I'm bleeding. Yeah.
Check this. How many times do we have to allow ourselves to get to that point before, like, literally allowing people's opinions, people's thoughts, people's views and everything to push us to the point where we are dead, you know, before we actually find our voice?
Right. Right.
Or is it that we kind of, it's part of that process that we have to go through in order to find our voice?
It's I think that it's up that line it's left up, and a lot of my poetry is this. It's left up for the interpretation and perception of the reader. However it resonates with them is the truth. But a lot of it is it's I want to say that it's very literal. I can't say that because I don't literally have fire and smoke inside of me, and I'm not literally screaming for help in between every breath, but that's definitely what it can feel like.
Right.
I'm trying my best to convey my very real experiences with these verbal hyperboles, because
And you know why? You know why you're not? Because you've mastered the art of masking it.
yeah, which is a task, and it's it's something to be proud of, but it's also something to not be proud of at the same time, because while it's impressive that I can continue being functional and working and even doing this interview right now, it's unfortunate that we live in a world where in the majority of our professional settings that kind of behavior, interaction, and experience, sorry, is not really appropriate or welcomed or understood or wanted to be understood, just wanting it to be ignored, down to the very way that we greet other people. Hi, how are you doing? If I answered that, yeah, I'm really not doing well, I think I'm about to have an anxiety attack, it would take it would really surprise somebody if I responded that way. But sometimes that's a lot of the times that's people's real truth. It's unfortunate, you know. So it's kind of like a blessing and a curse thing that I'm good at that.
Amira is chiming in and said lots of folks do that. A
And we
lot
are
of folks do that.
surprised.
We are often surprised by suicide for this
Right,
reason.
right. And that's really what I'm trying to expose in this poem and a lot of my poetry. Yep.
And you know what? I love it because you know, we talk about this. This is what inspired me to even establish an organization called Cry Out. Right?
Right.
That's what the whole thing behind crying out. It's this release. It's just, you know, pretty much getting rid of all of that he say, she say, all of that, you know, pretty much how he'd look at me and how would this, you know, pretty much, and embracing yourself, to thy own self be true, you know, and stuff like that. And learning to kind of just walk and find those circles. And you know, if somebody says hello and you can't actually be like, yo, give me a moment, I'm about to have a breakdown. That means you're not in the place that you're not in the right circle. You're not in the right place. You're not like that. You need to find yourself in safe spaces whereby that is okay to be able to express that. And they will take a moment, they will understand, and not only understand, but learn how to also approach.
Right. Right.
And I'm not talking to you, even though I'm saying you, I'm talking to, like, you know,
Yeah.
whoever watches this, or who is watching right now, will watch it later, you know, pretty much.
Mhm.
Stretching myself so thin, the next line. I'm
Yes.
no longer visible or appreciated.
So that one, that's another line. I mean, I say I'm gonna say that I love every line in this poem because I do, but I love them all for different reasons. Stretching myself so thin, and we often hear that when someone is trying to be in too many places at once, please too many people at
At
once,
once,
that I'm no longer visible or appreciated, meaning that they cannot see me, nor can they appreciate me really for who I am, what I am, my experience, and my real truth, because I'm not treating myself right. I'm not doing right by me and what I need at the time. I'm trying to be there for everyone else and do everything else in the world instead of doing that. So I'm not really visible or appreciated in any way, because it's not doing right for me.
I, you know, it's funny because I don't know why it's like that. I think, you know, when I so much relate to just that aspect alone, you know, and it takes time to actually even learn how to respond, how to adjust to something like that. Like,
Mm,
because first, like I said, one has to come to the realization of, holy, this is what's going on. Like,
right.
you know, pretty much first you have to come into the realization of it. And then, you know, we're givers.
Yes.
You're like, you don't know how to function without giving. And
Hmm.
until you come to the point where it be like, if I didn't give, I'll still be all right. Like, we have this fear whereby, like, if I don't give, if I don't do this, like, I'm defined by my giving. And there's so much more to you than that.
Yes. Yes. The
Because they don't appreciate you for your giving
Right.
anyways. So, and it's crazy. Stretching myself so thin to the point that I'm no longer visible or appreciated. And
Mhm.
it's not that you're not, it's just that they're just so used to you giving that it's just like, it's expected.
And then also, if you look at it in a literal sense, when you stretch something thin enough, you can't see it anymore. Literally. So
Ooh,
that's a lot of
girl, you
my
work it.
a lot of my lines are double entendres. I have so much fun with them.
That's amazing. That's why I love sitting down to discuss these pieces because you know what, standing there and performing this piece in 3 minutes, you would not pick up a lot of these things. You may pick up
Yeah,
some things. You
yeah,
know, let's normalize studying people's poems again. Like like actually studying people's line. That's why people need to definitely tune into the lyrics
yes.
each and every episode. I'm glad to see Sister Amira in here. She was a former teacher. We had definitely had a great talk. And I learned so much. I learned so much through this. Spewing hate into my reflection on it until it's self-worth as depreciated. Now
Right.
it's affecting you
Yeah. So
and
I
your livelihood.
right. So like I was saying earlier about the unruly voice in my head, like I said earlier, I talked about how that voice can talk to you and say things to you, not literally speak to you, but that's what it feels like, and say things that go against the things that you've known to be true your entire life. So, I've always been love has always been poured into me from all family members, and I learned from them to love myself. So in depression, I got to the point where I was talking down to myself, so spewing hate into my reflection until its self-worth has depreciated, and we know to depreciate means to go down. Yeah. And like I liked using the word depreciate because I feel like that's more associated with money and numbers. And
Mm,
I wanted to use that. I use that word intentionally to convey like self-worth goes so much beyond physical things. It goes further beyond physical things, but I wanted it to sound physical and surface level and and not human. I wanted it to sound that way. I wanted it to sound separated, if that makes sense.
mm,
Because that's the way it makes you feel. Dissociated.
wow.
Yeah.
And the only thing that whew, alleviates it is the medicinal push, but even those moments are abbreviated.
Yeah.
Just drop some fire emojis. We need some. I'm not on the comment page, but drop some fire emojis because this is so deep and so real. Because you know what it is the fact that um, I love the fact it comes down to that, and I love the fact that you said medicinal push because pick your poison. It's I know most people will automatically go to drugs or smoking weed, whatever. But there's so much things that we use as medicine. Whatever you call your medicine, whatever it is that you
That,
run to, and those things are supposed to be for recreational use, but then you become codependent on them, or you allow yourself to kind of become codependent on them because it becomes your escape.
right. Medicine exists to alleviate whatever it is that you're going through. So
Right.
whatever it is that's medicinal for you, for me, those moments are always abbreviated because they don't last forever. The depression is constant. The things that I
Say
use,
that again, because they don't.
they don't last forever.
So in order to keep experiencing it, what you have to do,
You have to continue to do it over
you have
and
to do
over
more
and over
and
again.
more and more.
I'm dependent on those things, and those things for me were distractions. So doing a million and one things, being involved in a million and one things to avoid having to address what it was that I was going through. It never helps. It digs a deeper hole for you in the end.
You know what's crazy is the fact that I'm not gonna throw out any names, but it's been what you're talking about in this piece is stuff that even major artists on labels challenge they deal with. I
Definitely.
mean, we've known numerous artists that have become codependent on things just because of this whole pressure to be something and not that's outside of themselves because If it comes to the fact that they're playing a role, or pretty much in life, their whole life. How can your whole life be a role?
Right. Yes.
So let's normalize. Let's normalize just being self, and learning to embrace self. We're gonna have to have a whole different conversation on how that process and how that happens, because I feel like this is a consistent topic so much. I've had so many guests on this, and maybe not specifically on this topic, but there's always some hints as to not being able to like express or be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is the fact that, like, why do we always feel the need to always just because of other, you
Yeah.
know,
It's the expectation. It's the social expectation and societal pressure.
like poet, you have to sound a certain way,
Yep.
you have to write certain topics. I don't know, pretty much, because I'm not gonna say I've never, but I try to push myself away from you know, that whole thing. Like, there's definitely, you don't get. I love Michael Richardson because he has a poem. For those that know Michael Richardson, I've heard your applause, man. I can't wait till Michael come back to Jersey. Um, and the poem is talking about I've heard your applause, because it goes to the poets that does this and sound like this, and pretty much, and then he ends the poem with, but just for one time, let me hear your applause. And it's talking about how, like, even in the poetry community, how, like, if you look a certain way, or if you have certain beliefs, and you're not embraced, like, pretty much. And I'll be honest, I battle with it. I see it, pretty much. Thank God that I've been able to be built strong enough to grow beyond it.
Right.
But I can completely relate to g- oxygen entering, because if you allow me to keep going, I don't sometimes know how to shut up. Uh,
Okay. I'm
Amira's talking about yep, she definitely battles with it too. It's real.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Asad, man. I love Asad. 360 Poetry Night with Justice is in the building. Is in the building. All right. Oxygen entering my lungs. Again, I love your imagery. Pretty much, I love your double tantrum that you always use in a lot. Oxygen entering my lungs feels like water filling them instead.
Yeah. Um, it's it's really just a metaphor for how difficult it can be to just breathe at times. That's a lot of that's something that you'll hear often, dealing with depression or panic attacks or anything of that nature. You'll hear someone tell you just breathe, or that's the one thing that you should focus on. But what's not understood is that even that can be exceptionally difficult. And so
Ooh.
imagine imagine what it feels like to drown. I know, a lot of people have experienced before. I'm a swimmer. I've been swimming my whole life, but I've definitely had an experience where water has gotten in my lungs, and it is exceptionally painful. And that's what I'm trying to convey again about depression in this line here. Yes, and then the next line too, and the weight of my chest keeps me from fighting to leave the bed, because it'll keep you in the bed all day. It'll keep you from being productive. It'll keep you from investing in your passions, and a lot of things like that. So that's what I'm shining light on in those lines.
Man, y'all drop the comments. I wish we could definitely. I wish I had more sound effects in here. Yeah, because this is some real. This is that real ish. Okay, this is that stuff that we don't usually get to talk about. Another reason why I established this is that we meet up at open mics, we meet up at events, but we don't really get to talk.
Yeah.
Pretty much one of the this is breathing through concrete. I love it. I love it. So that and so many of us just deals with so much stuff that we don't really get to address. And you know what? Maybe the evolution of Into the Lyrics is having like a safe space somewhere where we can come and just have like just a therapeutic, just sit down and discuss about some of the stuff that we battle with. You
Yeah.
know, because it's this consistent. Like whenever I tell people choose whatever poem, and it's this consistent topic about just this whole wanting to breathe, wanting to live. You know,
Yeah.
pretty much being present but yet absent. You know,
Yes.
pretty much. Um, and the weight of my chest keeps me from fighting to leave the bed. Living life intentionally is essential. Let's
Yeah.
repeat that.
Live.
Living life intentionally is essential.
Yes. Yes.
I always tell every time somebody come on here, I always tell them the lines they need to put on a t-shirt. That's one of them. So you would go copy that down. Manager, Roz and Rue, wherever you at, just put that down. Okay. Um, you know, living life intentionally is essential. That's dope. You know, throw
Yeah.
that on the t-shirt. I'll get the first one. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Because I'm fighting against this current. Okay. Then now we're back to that water, right? Then the lungs, right?
Yep.
Fighting against this current that wants to swallow me. How is it in your lungs and it wants to swallow you? Tell
Right.
how does that work?
Well, if you think about it, right? That's a very, very, very interesting line, because if you're drowning, right? You are
Water consumes from inside.
if
Woo.
you're drowning, you are swallowing, unintentionally swallowing and consuming the water. But the water is so much bigger than you. So in turn, it is swallowing you. Because I'm fighting against this current that wants to swallow me whole, that wants me to let go, and that wants me to fold. But if I stop resisting the insistent forces that want to break me, I'll allow them to consume me in the only way that they can take me, weak.
You know what's funny about all this?
What?
All this battle is internal.
Yeah.
And while all this is going on, you could be sitting there with a smile like, yeah, great performance. And this is going on inside, like this whole swallowing. You're literally like,
Yeah.
that's bananas.
Well, that's the point of the entire poem, because the poem, although I'm talking about this debilitating experience that's supposed to be tearing me down, and that's what it feels like inside, the only way that it can take me is weak, and that's the one thing that I'm not. So that's what this entire poem means, really, at the end of it.
That wants me to let go and wants me to fold. But if I stop resisting,
The insistent forces that want to break me, I'll allow them to consume me in the only way that they can take me, weak. The only way that these forces that I'm talking about throughout this entire poem, the only way that it can take me is if I'm weak. And that's the one thing that I am not and will never be and have never been.
I love that fact that you said that, right? Like,
Whoops.
I love the fact that you said that. You know why?
Why is that?
Because most of us are not,
Right.
but are made to believe that we are because we listen too much to others.
Yes.
We compare too much to others.
Yes.
One thing that I have to remind people sometimes, even myself, is the fact that like nobody can be a better you than you.
Yeah. That's true. One of one.
Like there's no copy. Nobody can be a better you than you. Like literally. And I love the fact that you ended it if they can take you weak. And we've been made to believe that we're weak because we're comparing our journey to theirs, which is on a whole different path.
Right.
But
Right.
if you just focus on your journey, you see how strong you are.
Right.
Like the strength that you're looking for within, which is bananas. It's crazy.
Right.
Look, I know y'all are at home listening. You know, wherever you guys are. I mean, this is us bringing this to an end. Definitely not a week end.
No. Oh, did
So,
you see the bunny before I go?
oh yes, definitely. And you not, I know you're trying to go get some rest. You're not going just yet, but definitely show us the bunny.
This is Wonder. He is adorable. Say hello to everyone.
Everybody said hello to the bunny.
Wonder the rabbit. I call him.
If I told you the story of my bunny rabbit, you would probably hate me for life.
Okay, well, we'll save that story for another day when I'm not.
But it's so good, I have to tell it. Okay. Uh,
No,
yes. Now,
no.
maybe you should cover your bunny's ears. Okay.
Cover his ears.
Yeah. No, but seriously, when I was younger, probably about 9, 8, 9, my parents definitely got us a bunny rabbit, and it was in a cage outside because we didn't allow it to come in the house or whatever and stuff like that. And us as kids, like it's just our first pet. We've never had any other pet in the house. Okay, and it was so exciting and everything like that. Long story short, one day it was just like the bunny was gone.
Oh,
It
no.
was gone. And it wasn't until years later that we found out that we had it for dinner.
I knew that story was gonna come around to that. All right.
Oh God. Because apparently that was in the intention of somebody to got mad. Well, we didn't know. Okay, we just had dinner. Okay, but our parents' intention wasn't for us to have it as a pet forever. They were feeding it for a certain purpose to make a certain great dinner. Okay, but as
Poor
kids,
bunny.
we thought that the bunny ran away. Okay.
Poor bunny.
Um,
Well, my rabbit will not be for dinner.
what you mean, ew? Y'all never had some before. I mean, I can't tell you I was about 10 years old, but I do apologize, for your to your rabbit in advance. I hope you guys weren't related. But no, this has been a real amazing experience. The poem that we discussed is called "I Lie,"
Yeah.
right?
It's actually featured on my page as an IGTV video. Most of my poems are posted up there. So if whoever's viewing wants to go check it out on my Instagram, that's at DONYAH MICHELLE,
So
DONH.
Amira is admitting that she's had bunny rabbit before, and she said it was ew. I
Well,
mean,
you guys can have all the rabbit you guys want, just not my rabbit.
my sister Bo, she actually had a rabbit too, and every time that we go to her house, I go sit at the dining table. I'm like, "Come on, babe, what we having for dinner?" And she's like, "No, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you." My little sister, she definitely had a rabbit too. Her and my older sister. This is when we became adults now, so I will always make that joke on them. I want to go back to the. I want to go back to the. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, fun fact that rabbits make really good therapy pets. He's actually my therapy pet, so that's awesome. Just based on that we were talking about today and mental health and things like that. They're really quiet. They're a little messy at times, but they make really good therapy pets. They're very cuddly.
They're really adorable. The poem that we discussed is, like she mentioned, is titled "I Lie." It is on her Instagram page. You want to share your Instagram one more time? It's her name. Did your name disappear?
I'm not sure. But that's at Donyah Michelle, DONYAH Michelle. It's also on Godsent's Instagram, so you can
Yes.
check me out via his Instagram too.
It's
And
the name is also on the bottom screen. You can see that's kind of the ticker that's going by, say featuring Donyah Michelle. So you can make sure you definitely get the spelling right. This artist of taking their time out. She said she wasn't really feeling the strongest earlier today, but she refused to let that weakness, or she refused to accept that weakness to slow her down. She took the time to be with us. So I'm asking everybody, if you're not connected with her, make sure you follow her. If she has products on her page, make sure you support it. Do you have products yet? Or are you still working on it?
Well, no products yet, but like we said, we were going to touch on me being an entrepreneur earlier. Fun fact, I was Entrepreneur of the Year for the state of New Jersey in 2019. You can look my name up on Google. A lot of stuff will come up about that and other things that I've been into over the years, but I'm a hairstylist in addition to being in school right now. So check me out for that too.
Okay, dope. X7 Studios, what's going on? Peace, brother. Peace. Mira says feel better. So make sure you check her out. Also for those that are following me, or if you're not following me, pretty much I do have an event coming up. And after this, next week, Friday, we do have the release open mic coming up. The release open mic coming up on the 22nd. I have a truly amazing legendary poet that's coming through. For those, some of y'all, Donya, I'm pretty sure you probably have never heard of this guy before, have you?
Which one? There are many poets on the screen.
Salam AC, the main feature.
Actually, no, but
yes.
I'm looking forward to learning though.
Ask Raz Aru. I hope Raz better know something about Salam AC. But
well,
Salam AC,
I'm certain that that's the truth.
Yeah. Salam AC is phenomenal. Pretty much. Actually from Jersey, lives in Florida now, has traveled the world internationally as a spoken word artist. One of the reasons why I'm bringing this guy out is not just so he could perform and show how dope he is, but there are many people that would love to be able to touch base with him and say, you know what, how did you make poetry into your full-time career? Which, Salam AC does. This is what he does for a living. He's made a career definitely out of performing, and stuff. So just to be able to touch that, he's performed with some of the greatest that we know, the Amira Barakas of the world. He's definitely touched stage with them. Y'all see that great beard right there, definitely got a lot of wisdom going on with it. So I love to connect the bridge, be that bridge between the young and the old. So it's gonna be really crazy just having them back in Jersey for the first time. I don't know since when. I don't remember the last time that I've seen them definitely in Jersey. I hope Jersey come out to show some love. Of course, we have some of our young from Jersey in the building as well. My sister Bo definitely is in there, definitely bringing that young energy. Felines is in the building. I am Maury's in the building. We have a comedian. They scream Qua is in the building. And y'all know my silly host, Steven Strickland, will have you guys laughing all night. Please make sure you get tickets to this event. For those that are watching right now, I actually have a special discount code for you guys, which is if you type in Into the Lyrics, if you get your tickets before midnight tonight, you get a discount with that. That's a discount code Into the Lyrics. You get $5 off to be present for that event. Again, I want to say thank you to DONYAH Michelle for making the time to be present with us. Who are you looking at? Is that Roz?
No, I was actually putting my bunny down.
Oh, okay. You was smiling at somebody. I was trying to get them on the screen. Like, come say what's up. Don't be hiding, okay?
Well,
I know you're looking at somebody, okay?
I love my animals dearly. So if you see me looking at them that way, it's really my adoration of their cuteness.
Okay. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. So again, thank you guys for checking this out. Make sure you repost this, reshare this. Make sure you repost, you reshare this video. I got your private message. We're wrapping it up right now. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all had a great time. I had an awesome time. I'm not necessarily feeling the best, but I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all next time. Thank you, Godsent, particularly, and kudos to you for having this show. This is amazing. I have not even seen any other platform like this at all with anyone I'm in connection with besides Women Who Speak. So that is amazing, and catch me there tomorrow. This is awesome.
I appreciate you, sis. We'll be talking. Hey guys, so there you have it. Pretty much it's been a truly amazing night. Thank you for everybody that rocked with us. If you stuck with us all night, if you came in for a few moments, again, I hope to see you at the next event. We're going to keep doing this thing. We're going to keep creating platforms for artists. We're going to keep giving y'all somewhere to perform, somewhere to cry out. I also have Poetry is My Release t-shirts. All of that stuff you can find out if you follow my page at Real Godsent. That's all you got to do. This is Godsent calling it a night tonight. All right. It's been really great. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Good night, folks.